Pre-ride mobility for cyclists with myself, Coach Becca Kawoka. Hi guys, Coach Becca here. All you need today is a bench, step, or chair for our workout. Let's get started. We're going to do a split stance reach. So step forward with one foot, roll up to the toes, hinge at the hips with soft knees, reach to the toes. So again, it's just a pattern of a calf raise or rolling to the toes and then hinging at the hips with soft knees as you reach towards the floor. So we're getting the ankles warmed up, we're getting the hips warmed up, and we're working on our balance slightly here with the split stance position. Everything in this workout is going to be specific to cyclists and is a great routine to do before heading out for a ride. We're doing 8 per side here at a nice smooth tempo. Each repetition is a breath. Nice job. Let's switch sides. Again, roll to the toes, hinge at the hips, soften the knees, and reach towards the floor. Try to think about getting up onto the toes as much as you can and getting a big stretch here on the back side of the body, primarily in your hamstrings, and squeezing the glutes as you stand up. Whether you're out for an easy spin on a mountain bike or a cruiser bike or a road bike or even a gravel bike, even a TT bike, or if you're going out for a long time, it's important to treat your body well before hitting the road. Sometimes the more fatigued and sore we are, the more we need to do to warm up too. Okay, go ahead and take a seat on your chair, bench, or step. We're going to do knee cars. Grab just behind the knee, pull your knee up, rotate your foot outwards and extend your leg. Rotate your foot inwards and pull your leg or bend your leg back to the start position. Let's try again. Rotate the foot out, extend your leg as much as you can, rotate your foot inward as much as you can, and flex at the knee back to the start position. Rotate, extend, rotate, flex. You're trying to get as much space and rotation through that knee joint as possible. This is an injury prevention movement specifically for the knee that starts at the ankle. So a reminder to take your time, rotate at your foot and at your knee as much as you can to get the most out of this exercise. Try to have a good posture with the shoulders rolled back. Let's go to the other side. Rotate the foot out, extend the knee, rotate the foot in and pull down. Take your time. CAR stands for controlled articular rotation, which means we want to control this movement, make it a big movement, and we're focusing on building our ability to rotate. The primary function of most joints is being resilient through rotation. If you know anyone that's gotten injured, a lot of the times it's unexpected movements or twists, and their body didn't have the mobility to support that. So let's keep those bodies injury free today, y'all. All right, I'm gonna start with 3 reps of level 3. So you're gonna raise your leg to the side and just hold for a 5 count. That was 1. Let's do that again. Lift up and hold. 5 count. You're trying to lift that leg up as high as you can laterally. 1 more in level 1. Lift up and hold, hold, hold. You should feel this in the hips and the back of the glutes there. Level 2, here's an option. You can keep doing level 1, but we're going to press into the bench for a 5 count. Press that instep in, and then we're going to lift up and hold. It's much harder. Holding for 5. And we're going to do 2 more of these. So we're doing 3 level 1s and 3 of the level 2s. You can do more level 1s if you need to, or you can jump into this. It's up to you. So you're just pushing into that chair, bench, or step for about 5 to 10 seconds and lifting and holding for about 5 to 10 seconds. Bracing through the core, avoiding leaning. We want the hips to do the work here, the hips. Okay, let's try the other side. We're going to start at level 1. Lift up and hold, squeezing the core, strong posture. Relax. Again, lift up and hold for 5. And relax. 1 more of level 1. And these can be very challenging. You got to lift that foot up. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Let's try level 2. Press that instep down into the bench. So we're adding a little bit of what's called a pale rail contraction, which means we're pushing down to gain some mobility on the way up. Lift, 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 lift. Much harder from an elevated surface. So hang in there. You might get a wee cramp in the glutes, IT band, hip area. Work through that. We're building strength there. We're building strength in those joints. Lift up and hold that lateral hold. Good job. Especially as cyclists, we don't get a lot of lateral movement. So when we do, it can be kind of a scary thing. So make sure we're building our bodies to be strong and functional humans. Nice job. You guys did great on that one. All right, you do want something to anchor yourself down here. So raise up your bench, hold on to a wall, etc. Knee cars. So flex at the hip, rotate your foot outwards, and push your hips all the way back, down, and around. Again, push the knee back, rotate around the way you came, flex and come down. So that's from the side. Let me show you from the front. Flex at the hip, rotate the foot outwards like you're going over an imaginary hurdle, pulling the knee through. Again, extend at the hip again, rotate around, and pull through. 2 more. Lift, rotate, extend back. And again, push back, around, and down. I do encourage you to hold on to something though while you're doing this, like I'm going to demonstrate again here. Because you want as much mobility as you can through that hip. And even though my posture and shoulders are a little bit loud, you want to keep the upper body quiet here. Make the hips do the work. Let's switch to the other side. Again, CAR stands for control, articular rotation. So we're really trying to maximize as much movement as that hip will give us and practice rotation through the hip. You might already know this, but the hip needs to be able to rotate just like your shoulders. They're ball and socket joints. Rotate around, taking your time. Great job, you guys. We're doing 4 total per side. So even if you missed that first one as a demonstration, 3 per side is excellent. I encourage you to do CARs every day if you can. We are going to do them in the shoulder region as well, a little bit modified for time purposes. I want to get you out of here in 15 minutes. So let's finish this last knee CAR strong, or hip CAR, my apologies. Lift up, rotate out, extend. Find all the spaces in that joint. Get strong in those spaces. That's our goal today. Excellent work. All right, next we've got a crossover step up. So you're gonna need to step up onto your bench and drive the knee at the top. That's part 1. Part 2, we're gonna switch to the other leg and do a lateral step up. So it's lots of coordination and different planes of movement. So again, cross the outside foot over, step up onto your chair, bench, or step, drive the knee at the top. Once you come back down, you're switching to the other leg and doing a lateral step up to balance. So make sure before starting that whatever you're using can support your weight so you're safe here. Crossover step up, drive the knee at the top. So this is a strength training move specifically for cyclists, okay? And we're working on areas of weakness, but also things that will make us strong specifically on the bike, like having a stronger pedal stroke, right? We're crossing our midline and then doing some lateral work, things that we don't get on the bike that we need to be functional. Okay, so kind of a 2-for-1 as a sport-specific with a maybe sport-specific twist. Okay, let's switch sides here. This is all body weight, no heavy weights here. Crossover, drive the knee through, slowly come back down with control. Control being the emphasis here. I'm powering from the top leg, the leg that's doing the stepping up. Whether that's this leg here's the crossover, I avoid pushing off the bottom foot. And when I've mastered that and the stability at the top, the balance at the top, maybe then we add in some weights and start doing some progressive weight training, which is important in cycling, don't get me wrong. I also just wouldn't recommend doing a ton of heavy weights before going out to ride. So maybe after, if you wanted to do the sequence with some heavier weight training, that's a great way to make it more specific to where you're at as a human, if you're ready for that. So definitely a way to progress this strength move on your own or later in your day if you'd like. Awesome work. Great strength training for the quads and hips. Let's work the glutes, the back side of the body now. So you're just going to be in a glute bridge position, one leg bent at 90 degrees, the other leg straight out, and you're going to drive your hips as you raise your leg 10 times. Lift those hips. So we're kind of working the inverse muscles that we were working on the step up. More hamstrings, more glutes, where the step up was more quads and glutes. So always kind of tit for tat working front side and back side to keep you guys nice and evened out. That leg raise is great for the hip flexors as well. Great way to get things fired up, getting that blood flow going before you guys hit the road or hit the trainer, whichever one you're going to be on today. Inhale and exhale with your movement. Tight core, crush the walnut in the glutes as you lift those hips. 10 per side. Well done. All right, this one's just to get the whole body going now. So you're gonna do a forward bend stretch. Hold it briefly, get those hamstrings and low back some love. Walk into a plank. Walk the hands out as far as you can. This one's great for shoulder strength and core. Okay, walk the hands back in. And from here, we're gonna do a twist, stretch out the spine, work that core a little bit, and walk back to that forward bend. Awesome job. We're gonna do 2 more in case that was kind of an aggressive detail. Forward bend, walk into a plank. Once your feet are set, walk the hands out. I recommend widening those feet out a touch. Work that core, work those shoulders, big stretch into Superman. Hold a plank. Give me the twist to the left and right. Working those shoulder, spine muscles, getting some rotation in, working the core a bit, all the way back up to a stand. Let's do 1 more. Big stretch, big work it here. Hit those reaches, get the rotation going. As you know, posture and cycling have a rough relationship. So anytime I can get the upper body and the torso to rotate, it's a good thing. Speaking of which, we're going into windmills. Raise one arm overhead and pull that shoulder down into the joint like you're doing a pull-up. Keep your eyes up on that fist as you rotate through your spine, hinge at your hips, and reach towards the floor. Again, keep that hand directly over your shoulder, rotating through your spine, rotating through your shoulder, and rotating through your hips. This one obviously opens up the hips, spine, and shoulders. You get a great stretch in the back side of the body while also working shoulder stability and spinal mobility. We're gonna do 5 or 6 of these per side. Big stretch. Get those shoulders ready to get down into those drops or onto those TT bars or hang out rolling down mountains if you're a mountain biker. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Again, rotate. That's why I like to keep my eyes up on my top fist. See how my fist rotates? I don't let it drift side to side or behind me. I keep my eyes on it. I keep it directly over me. So I'm rotating through a lot of joints here. Hence, all the mobility work today kind of focused on that ability to rotate. Really important. I've said it several times today, and that's really what we're, building in this workout. The ability to rotate, the ability to move functionally, the ability to move without pain and strengthen deep in our joints so that we can be really strong on our bikes. And then maybe you're a multi-sport athlete also, so you're strong maybe in the water, hiking, climbing, etc. We're gonna do double shoulder cars today. So if you haven't seen these before, watch me do this one here and then jump back in. So I'm gonna rotate my palms both at once, around and down. Let's do this again. Here we go. Flex at the shoulder, lift the hands, rotate the hands the opposite direction, and pull down. Once you're at the back, rotate back up, around, and down. So we're almost out of time here. Instead of doing singles, I'm having you do some doubles here. If you are a multi-sport athlete, think about doing double arm backstroke. So this is a good work in there. This is just for shoulder mobility. Obviously, we're forward a lot when we're on the bike. So we're just opening everything up. Great one to do after a really long ride if you're bent over quite a bit into the drops or the TT position. Great way to open up the shoulders, help your posture, help your injury prevention there. Good way to work it, way to find the spaces. All right, we're done, guys. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next week. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my new videos. We got one coming a week for you guys. We'll see you again soon. Have a great ride.